You know, sometimes doing a good old Steam discovery queue a day just digs up some absolute steaming piles of trash. And sometimes it can stare right into your heart and soul and find some freaky shit that only you could truly appreciate. Alongside a couple thousand other freaks, I suppose. Psychopomp is like if Silent Hill's psychotic flesh and rusted steel aesthetics were slapped onto an old school dungeon crawler, and then you tossed in some Chemical X, aka anime. You play an unnamed protagonist whose mind is filled to the brim with conspiracies and paranoia about the government, your neighbors, and the very world itself. Everyone has secrets, and you are sick of being lied to. So you built the Psychopomp, a helmet that was supposed to help you read people's minds, but instead reveals so very much more. It's up to you now to dive deep into the wretched underbelly of the rotting carcass that is this city, delve down through the miles of tunnels and terrors, and root out the corruption within. That sounds kinda neat, huh? It's honestly incredible how this free game manages to build such an incredibly discomforting and visually striking world. I know I'm a fool for some pixel art or simple grungy polygonal PS1 flair, but this game really finds its own way to make it look so freakish and cool, using just enough to get the point across without drowning you in unnecessary visual noise. Your HUD, for example, being the helmet itself strapped about your face, showing you a pair of tubes that maintain your health and stamina with a little contraption that rises up into your view to show your inventory when you collect keys and healing syringes. You know, I really gotta stop playing games where people inject stuff. It's kind of a weird look. The old school dungeon crawler mechanics appear in a few ways. Your methods to interact with the world around you, for example. 4 seemingly benign options, but down here, nothing is as it seems. Looking, talking, touching, and a hammer. These may seem like mundane options in the face of mutant horrors and great machines, but sometimes all you need are simple, elegant solutions. Use your eyes to find out what our estranged protagonist thinks about the mutated freaks before them, your hands to interact with the world, and also to find out what we think about how the mutated freaks feel. Your mouth to speak to these bizarre denizens, sometimes finding clues about where to go and what to do, but also maybe just complete and utter nonsense that makes you consider why in the fuck you decided to come down here in the first place. And of course, the hammer. It's a hammer, so that one's actually pretty straightforward. The winding tunnels and chambers under the city are dark and dingy. You're barely able to see a few feet ahead of you in some areas, which makes you feel at times so lost, and yet definitely not alone. Especially paired with the grid-based movement emblematic of the old-school dungeon crawler style. Every footstep echoes, carrying you forward or quickly backward through tight passages lit in strange neon glows or bathed in shadows, just begging you to come nearer. There's some incredible ambiance and music as well, rhythmic metallic bangs paired with wailing synths to make the hairs on your arms stand up. All of this really just lends itself to dragging you deeper and deeper into the horrid recesses of this pitiful person's newfound reality. And deeper we must go. There are 3 main zones, each a seemingly normal public building, until you find the right door. A door that, of course, you can only see with the Psychopomp. The water treatment plant, the children's hospital, the elementary school. Each has their own aesthetics, helping define the conspiracy within, as well as show you the twisted perspective of our protagonist. I have to say, I love how cramped and claustrophobic these areas are, barely giving you room to wander a few tiles to either side, like they are trying to funnel you through what they want you to see. So every little side area you decide to explore feels like freedom. And like hell. It helps make every moment that much more a freakish vision of a disturbed mind, especially in congruence with the disgusting visual design of each level. The water treatment plant, a mess of fleshy growths, of beings mutated by whatever poison they have pumped into the water supply. Filthy, diseased, the opposite of the sterile facility you sure hope for when dealing with what's going to come through your tap water. The Children's Hospital, a facade of civilization, of decency, hauntingly empty halls, cold tiles, medicine cabinets lined with drugs not there to help you, but to tranquilize you from seeing this reality. And all of this to bury the truth of society's leeches. The elementary school, an edifice of learning and the dream of bettering oneself, yet merely a mask over the great machine made to grind out new workers and then throw them into the furnace when they're all used up. Each of these three negative reflections of places we take for granted house a piece of the grand conspiracy at play, and you must find them. Alongside these three main horror shows, there's also a series of transient zones, small locations that take up broken corners of our protagonist's mind, clearly twisted beyond recognition in this new reality. Yet also a few that are not from our own mind, revelations of things beyond our knowledge. A strange TV room where a news report lets you know what's going on in the heart of the city in response to your actions. A hidden civilization of underground creatures that yearn for a life that humanity stole from them. A library that reaches beyond space and time. All of these places merely peeks behind the curtain. Seeing the world we think we know through the eyes of someone who believes that every single thing, even the fucking water, is a conspiracy that goes beyond even the earth itself. Except this time, it might all be real. Overall, the story and world are sometimes really obvious, and sometimes rather vague, more so inferring a bigger world and story beyond us and our actions, rather than making you necessarily the center point of everything. A tasteful cosmic horror sense, if you will. But even so, there's not much else I can say without spoiling it all. It's definitely a you have got to play it to truly appreciate it kind of game. Or you could just watch my playthrough if you'd rather sit back and enjoy it from afar. It is free, though, so it's hard to beat that kind of bargain. This was such a fun game, diving into a twisted world and perhaps even more twisted mind. I am so much more disturbed, but also delighted to have had this experience. I just hope it hasn't opened anything in me to see the world in an even more frightening light than I already do. And there we have it, the end of the video. Thank you so very much for watching. It's been a while. I was not exactly like taking time off. It was more so just that I was really busy with other shit. But I am here and working. And I have a couple of really cool videos, I think. I think they're cool. Some of those bigger list style videos that I've done before. About some fun topics that I think will be entertaining at least. And now let's say thank you to our wonderful members. Hello, hello, hello. And apparently to whatever cars decide to drive by at this wonderful, exact, perfect time that I was hoping for. Sure, and Artemis, still hanging around, still here, supporting me in my delve into madness. And a new face. Hello, 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 Elegantress. Thank you so much for your support. It is incredible to see a new face here, trying to help me afford all of these insane games that I play for you guys. It is wonderful to have you with us. Thank you so very much. I do apologize that it's been about a month since you joined and there hasn't been a fucking video to say thank you for, but here you are. Thank you. Okay, I don't know how many people are going to drive by while I'm trying to talk. Thank you, everybody, for watching my videos. Thank you so much. If you're still hanging around here, listening to me ramble and babble, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Have a wonderful rest of your day and or night. And we'll see you next time. Bye.